You think you playing in my league, but you couldn't catch up if I took a break and vacation for weeks on top of weeks. Cause I'm up right now, been up, I'll come down when I'm...
Hey loves, and as you guys can see from the title below, this is going to be a real quick review on my iPhone 8 Plus. You guys know this is my third iPhone 8 Plus that I had. I will link my rant video down below showing you guys like a little mini vlog of me going to Apple for the third time to replace my iPhone 8 Plus because it was going through some things. But I figured it out. It was not the phones, you guys. It was simply the iOS 11 updates and things like that. But of course, when you purchase a phone and the phones are not cheap, you want to make sure you are using a phone that properly works. So like I said, I will link that rant video down below if you guys have not seen that video. And I actually had someone to snap me the other day, and they screenshotted me a picture of them on FaceTime, and they was actually going through that same problem. And that was one of the reasons why I had to take my second iPhone back to get this one. So I do have the... I don't know if I said the color, the iPhone 8 Plus. This is the color gold, but to me, it does look more rose gold. So this is just going to be a real quick review. You guys was asking me, should you guys get the iPhone X or should you guys get the iPhone 8 Plus? So you guys know I always have two phones. My iPhone is personal and my Note 8 is for business. If I had to do a comparison between the two right off the top of my head, and I know it's probably going to make some of the Apple people who watch me mad, but I love all type of phones, Android and Apple. I'm not just team Apple. I'm just team whatever I want to be, whatever I like, whatever is good quality. And at first, I was team Note 8 all the way when my phone was giving me so many problems. But even in that rant video, I was like, I really would just, if this phone mess up again, I'm going to take it back again and I'm going to get another Note 8. Well, I did feel like that when the phone was messing up, but I don't feel like that now. So for all my Android lovers, I still do love my iPhone 8 Plus and I'm keeping it. So I will say right off the bat, the design on this phone is absolutely gorgeous as far as the display on the outside. The front is exactly the same. They could have definitely kept I don't know. I feel like when you have the iPhone 7 and you come to the 8 Plus or the 7 Plus or the 7, you go to the 8 or the 8 Plus, I feel like because it was a newer phone, and they skipped over the S's, because you know, like they have the 5S, 6S, and you know, they skipped over it. They could have made this actually the 7S. The reason I say that is because it's the exact same look. The only difference is the back, and I'm giving you guys my review as a buying customer. This phone was not sent to me for review purposes or anything like this. I'm giving you my review from a buyer's perspective. So the only thing is different is the glass. Now the glass on the back is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. The color I say is gold, but this is actually more of a rose gold if you ask me. It does not look gold at all. If you go to the 7 Plus like I had before, that phone looked more pinkish. It didn't look rose gold. To me, this is the true definition of a rose gold to me. It say the camera quality is the same, but you guys, if you're coming from a 7 Plus to an 8 Plus, they're lying. They actually had to have done something different in this camera, because if you take a picture with the 7 Plus camera and you take a picture with the 8 Plus camera, you will definitely be able to see the difference completely. And there are so many different settings in here with the iPhone 8 Plus, the settings like different portrait modes. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you guys real quickly what those modes are. So when you go to portrait mode, they have natural light, they have natural lights, they have studio lights, they have contour light, and they have stage lights, and they have stage light mono, and they're actually wonderful different settings in the phone for the camera, and the camera quality is amazing. Now I know on the iPhone 10 or X, whatever, 10X, In the front facing camera, they do have the portrait mode in the front. On this camera, they don't have that feature, which you would think when they, you know, gave the announcement or was in the process of making an A+, if they knew it was going to be on the X, they could have probably put it on the A+, because the phones came out around the same time. So I was kind of disappointed that it didn't have the face front portrait mode on here, but that's not like a downfall for me not to purchase a phone. And it's really fast. This phone here has not given me any problems. I guess 3 times is a charm. I haven't had any problem with this phone since I got it, and I hope that is the way it continued to be. As far as the processor, it's really, really fast. It doesn't glitch up or anything like my other phones was doing. When I charge my phone, it does not get hot. What I find weird is that when I use my wireless charger on the phone, it actually charges quicker than the phone charger that came with the phone. As far as the gigabytes, I think the gigabytes only came in 64 and 256. So that's kind of like a deal breaker, because when I had the 7 Plus, I had the 128 and the 256. So I just feel like, oh no, I have the red 256. So I feel like that's kind of a deal breaker, because you only made it come in 64 and you made it come in 256. Like, it skipped over 128, which majority of the people I know will get the 128, because sometimes people feel like 64 is not enough and then 256 is too much because they're not going to ever use that much storage. But then 128 is kind of like, you know, the safe zone. And for them to just take it out, I was like, oh, you know, it's kind of like, it was kind of like a deal breaker. But I chose to get the A+ instead of the iPhone X, simply because I myself don't like how small the phone is. And I don't like, at the front of the phone, it has like this dip in the front. I don't like that at all. I feel like if you're going for a straight face, you know, phone with nothing on it, that dip is so ugly to me. No shade to the people who have the X. I'm just speaking of what I don't like and why I chose the A+, because so many people was asking me why I did not. Another thing, I'm not excited about face, you know, fake recognition. I have had Android with face recognition, so it's not like, oh my God, it's new to Apple. It's not new to Android. And like I said, I've always had Android and Apple. Another thing is, I'm not into talking emojis. That's nothing that I would do or send to people, like maybe, you know, like my husband, maybe to have fun or goof off, but that's not a must-have when I'm looking for a phone. I feel like with the iPhone X, if I was in there with Apple and I was making that phone, I would have literally made like a 24-karat gold phone. Because when you're talking about the iPhone 10, you have to do something different with the 10 besides simply just put face recognition and talking emojis and no home button. For the 10, and then their box look exactly like the box that came for all the other iPhones. You would think for $999, and that's the 64 gig, $999. That is another reason why I chose to get the iPhone 8 Plus, because I think this phone was about $700 some. So why would I want to go purchase a 10 for $1,000? Because out here in Texas is 8.25% of taxes. That would have been like $1,000 and some. Nothing special came in the box. The same thing that came in the 8 Plus came in the 10. You would think for $1,000 they would have at least added some AirPods, or maybe they could have added the headphone jack back on the phone. the exact same thing came with it. And you're like, to me, it makes it seem like they just threw the phone out there to say, oh, it's the 10 because they knew it was the 10th phone. They probably should have took more time in making that phone. I think it was really dumb of Apple to come out with 3 phones around the same time. I got my phone, I think, on the 22nd of September. Don't quote me. I think it was the 22nd. I got it the day it launched, and it was delivered to my home. But after that, a month later, you have another phone coming out. So I think they had too many phones coming out at the same time, and they just threw it together. Now, for the people who watch me who do have the X, the display on the phone is absolutely gorgeous. I hate that they did not put that same display on the 8 Plus. And as far as the portrait mode, I wish they would have put it on the 8 Plus. Everything else, I'm fine with. I absolutely love this phone. At first, I hated it because it was giving me so many problems. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to keep this phone. But I'm happy with my phone. Obviously, you guys know if I want the X, I can just go get the X. But that's just not a phone that I feel it fits me because I'm so girly. And I feel like the front of the phone is just so black. And you know, like, at least this one is so gorgeous at the back and it's gold and it just fits me. The X only came in 2 colors, like 2 colors, that's it. And then it only came in 1 size. You would think Apple would come, you know, around with enough sizes for everyone. You know, if you're going to make a 10, you need to make sure you accommodate people who have the 7 Plus or some people who have the 8 Plus, because even though the screen is big, the phone size is still small. And when you're used to holding an 8 Plus or a 7 Plus or even a 6 Plus, and you go to that smaller phone, it may feel kind of weird or it may not feel weird. I know when I touched it in the store, it just felt so small to me, and it was hella thick. Like, it was thicker than the iPhone 8 Plus. Now, my son wants to get that phone for Christmas. Who's say he's going to and who's going to say he's not. My daughter, she's not impressed. She actually wants the 8 Plus for Christmas. So you guys stay tuned if you guys want to see what they got for Christmas video. I may do it, I may not. If you guys haven't seen that, I'll link it down below. But yeah, I just feel like they could have done better. They could have done better. Like I said, if it was me, the 10th phone, I'd have been in there on some metal type stuff, you know. Honestly, I would have went back to like the iPhone 5 setup, you know, with the metal all around, and then put that glass on the back, like put this on the back, and then had the whole phone just straight, no home button, no dip in the top, no nothing. Or like I said, you know, I just would have went all out for a 10 if I was someone in the, you know, in the company and I was able to put my input in on it. That's what I would have said, and I would have wanted them to do more and give more for $1,000. You're talking about $1,000. That's someone's rent. That's someone's mortgage, car note, bills for the month. Like $1,000. That's a lot of money. That's a starting price at 64 gigs. At 64 gigs, Apple, $999. I just do not feel like that phone is worth $999. If you're someone coming from like an iPhone 4 or an iPhone 5 or maybe a 6, I would definitely recommend you guys going to get the 8 Plus. I just feel like the Plus is always going to have a better camera, and it is bigger for you to see things. If you use your phone for business or personal use, it's always, you know, better for your eyes. If you have bad eyes, you can't really see small screens. It's really, really good. But if you're someone who have a 7 or a 7 Plus, should you just run out and get the phone if you're not eligible for an upgrade or you don't have the coins to afford it? Girl, look, upgrade to the latest iOS and you're good. Save your coins and wait till something else come out. But if you have like an older phone, you could definitely take this upgrade because you would definitely see the difference. And like I said, I'm not going to go into all the specs and things like that. I'm a girl. All I care about is the camera, the video, and you are able to record in 4K. I forgot all the information, all the tech stuff. But you guys, I will have little information about the 8 Plus down below. If you guys want to compare the two, like the 7 Plus with the 8 Plus and the X, you can go right on Google and it will show you guys the different comparisons. Like I said, even though it say the camera is the same, It's not. It's definitely different. And I don't know in what way, because it just looks so good. Like, if you have an 8 plus and you had a 7 plus, leave in the comments how good the camera looked, because I know you guys can definitely tell the difference. And that's pretty much it for this review / why I didn't get the iPhone X, and I'm not going to get the iPhone X. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I love my phone. I'm so glad that it's not giving me any problems. And when I say any problems, because y'all know if this phone had gave me some problems, I'd have been doing a whole nother rant video. But no, it was just the software. Like, because literally Apple put out so many updates, like once a week, and one of them came out like 2 in 1 week, and I was like, oh my God. And even like on my other phone, I didn't tell you guys, my eye wasn't even working. I forgot to tell you guys that in the video, but that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys did, give it a big thumbs up. And no shade to the people who have the X. You know, it's a good phone. It's just not, it's not good enough for my coins. Okay? To each his own, you know. But I just feel like the 8 Plus is a good phone for me. I actually like the home button on my phone. And then it's just too many gestures you got to learn and all that. Like, I have to deal with a lot of gestures already on my Note 8. So I don't have time to be trying to figure out how to use the phone and things like that. But it is a good phone. So if you guys want to just go purchase the X, that's your money, do what you feel. But with my money, I'm definitely fine with the 8 Plus. And it was definitely affordable for my coins. And if the phone would have passed the test for everything that I needed, as far as when it comes to the 10, I definitely would have purchased it. But I just feel like, how did you make a 10 in one size? You have the 6 Plus, the 7 Plus, the 8 Plus, and yet you come out with just an X, no X Plus. You know, maybe if they had came out with an X Plus and maybe a gold or something where it wasn't just black in the front, it had like, you know, like a little gold around the trimming or something, I could have probably dealt with that. But I don't know. And then another thing, I don't like how the camera goes up like that. Y'all know I love phone cases. And I'm very picky about cameras. Like, I love how this camera looks, because this is the shape that a camera should be. It goes up. You know what? I can go on and on, but I'm not. So that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, it is a good phone. The 7 Plus is still a good phone. I love my phone. The 8 Plus is a good phone. And of course, the X is a good phone. The reasons I choose to purchase the phone may not be the reason you choose to purchase the 8 Plus. You might not even like the 8 Plus, and that's your opinion. You might want to go purchase the X, and that's what you should do. You know, everyone always asks me, what phone should I get? What phone should I get? I can't tell you what phone I think you should get, because I purchase phones that I feel is good for me. So when you're purchasing a phone, I feel like you should purchase a phone that just fits you perfectly. And my 8 Plus, finally, after the 3rd phone, it works perfectly. It fits me perfectly. It's very pretty. I love this phone. It's absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys are not subscribed to my video, to my channel. If you guys are not subscribed to my channel, definitely do so by clicking the subscribe button to become a part of my YouTube family, because I would love to have you guys here. If you guys are not following me on my 2 social medias, what are you guys doing? Follow me on Snapchat. Snapchat get first dibs on everything. Like when I first got my phone, I actually showed it on Snapchat first, after I did my little unboxing or whatever, because everybody just assumed I was getting the 10. That was so weird to me. Like, y'all know I'm girly, and I just feel like with that black screen, no, that ain't for me. Like, no. And it was just so funny to me how everyone thought I was getting the X, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna be so disappointed, because that ain't what your girl wants. Your girl's getting that Plus, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again. Like I said, if you did, give it a big thumbs up. Leave all your video requests down below. I'll have a couple of videos linked down below so you guys can go check them out as well. And I will also have that rant video linked down below. It's like a mini vlog as well. And yeah, like I said, if you're not following me on 2 of my social medias, definitely follow me on Instagram and Instagram and Snapchat. But if you guys do tweet me, I will tweet you guys back. It's always linked down below. And yes, until my next video, you guys. Bye.